Right, here we go. What has Ben Parsons cooked up for us? Forget the other two accounts. I don't use them. Maybe you should forget them by deleting them, mate. Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn. Western Bulldogs. I am in a good mood. Western Bulldogs. I feel that the Dogs have been more consistent this season and the Hawks have hit a form slump. So for me, it's an opportunity for the Bulldogs to pounce. Yeah, unfortunately, it's the Hawks that pounced instead, mate. Adelaide versus Brisbane. Adelaide. This is a true test to see if Adelaide can knock over a big side like Brisbane. Hoping this is match of the round. Also, go Crows, Ethan's favourite team. Not match of the round. It was close at least, but I think match of the round was your team, mate, Collingwood. Just winning by a point. But at least you got your tip right. You know, at least you got your tip right. Richmond versus Sydney. This game is tough to make a prediction for. Richmond could have won last week, whereas Sydney got destroyed by the Crows. With that being said, I'll tip Richmond. I'm in a good mood. Geelong versus Gold Coast. Geelong. Can't trust Gold Coast. Losing to Ford Mantle. No, can't do it. Geelong will be strong enough to win. Fair enough. Good tip. GW versus Port Adelaide. GW, yes. Ben, you just made the list. They have been in better form than Port so far. Oh no, okay, I thought you meant to say so far, but then I read the rest of the sentence. They've been in better form than Port so for that reason I'll go Giants. Pluses in Canberra where they play well. Yeah, no points in the third quarter. They played so well, mate. Western Australia, North Melbourne versus West Coast. West Coast having an away game but still in your home state is weird to me. Yeah, even like next week. Next week, North have a home game in Optus Stadium against Fremantle. Who signed off on this deal? North travelled to Perth to play West Coast. Then they travelled to WA to Hansover, wherever that is, like 2 hours from Perth, to play West Coast. Then they go to Optus Stadium to play Fremantle, and they're both North Melbourne home games. North Melbourne, you just made the list. And also Ben tipped West Coast, so he's on the list twice now. That is just, that's too much. I was in a good mood, but then I remembered what North Melbourne did with the Perth deal, so maybe, unlike other people, you will not be let off for this particular tip, unless you support Melbourne-based side. True. Also, I was impressed with the Eagles showing against the Cats, so why not tip them against Western Australia, North Melbourne Kangaroos? It didn't go well, did it, mate? Didn't go well, did it? Essendon versus Carlton. Two teams that have underperformed for a while. Essendon had a better showing against Brisbane, but for some reason, I think Carlton will win. You were correct. Collingwood versus Melbourne. Collingwood. Did you think I was going to tip any other team than my own? Fair enough. You only just won, though. Also, for those who get angry if they get put on the list, it's a fun video series Mr. Davidoff gets enjoyment out of. It's not something to get upset about, rather a laugh at yourself for making bad tips. Example, I tipped Sydney to beat Port Adelaide and lost by 100. Davidoff made a whole video about how bad my tip was. It's for entertainment purposes. Love you guys. And for that, he'll be off the list once. So instead of twice, you're on the list once. So Ben has earned a marker off the list of stupid idiots. Now we're on to the main channel comments. So we've done it in reverse this time. We usually do the main channel comments first and then the vlog channel. You obviously haven't had a Bundaberg ginger beer. So this is off that episode. So just to clarify, ginger beer, there's two different types of ginger beer. One's the alcoholic drink. One is a fizzy drink. Just a fizzy drink. Like your Cokes, your Fantas, your Sprite, your 7-Ups. Whatever fizzy drink you bloody drink. I was talking about a fizzy drink. So I know like Bundaberg is like an actual beer. I was talking about the fizzy drink. There's a fizzy drink called ginger beer. And there's so many different brands that are sold in the UK. And they all taste terrible. Except for Old Jamaica. So that's what I should have specified that in the video. I realized after I made it that, oh, there's actually also an alcoholic beer called ginger beer. But I was making the video about fizzy drinks. There's a fizzy drink type called ginger beer, which is non-alcoholic. It's just a fizzy drink. It just happens to have beer in the title. I don't know why. But yeah. Yeah, so you obviously haven't had a Bundaberg ginger beer. Okay, well, maybe it's good. David need to drink that as well as Han 4XXX. That sounds like an explicit website that I shouldn't go on, etc. Next time David visits Australia, I'll be back in May. I plan to visit. So the plan initially, because I was a bit annoyed after Gather Round, because I've seen 5 Hawthorn games in person, and they've won just one of them, and that was in Tasmania against Gold Coast. That was the first game I ever watched for Hawthorn play. The second game I ever watched in person, overall, for any team. Ever since then, I watched us get smashed by Richmond, losing to Essendon after keeping up the 3 quarters last year and then losing the last quarter, battered by Melbourne last year, and this year battered by Port Adelaide. It's been 4 losses, 3 of them thrashings, and the 4th one was us being competitive for 3 quarters and getting battered in the last quarter. So I've had a bad experience, so I just thought to myself, because of this, I got to try one more time to go to Hawks game and try and see us win. I had a fire in me, but right now I don't know if that's happening. Right now, because I want to visit a place called Lucky Bay, which is in WA. So I got to fly to Perth, then I got to get a second flight. There's only one airline that goes there, and there's 2 free flights a day from Perth and back, and that's it. So I got to fly to Perth at the right time, and on the same day fly from Perth to Esperance Airport. Then I can take a tour to Lucky Bay. Lucky Bay is a beach with kangaroos running around it. Well, they don't run, they hop, but there's kangaroos, and it has the whitest sand in Australia. It looks magical just based on Google, and Google's just Google. That's not really like a high quality pic anyway, but it looks magical. I would love to go there. So I'm trying to think about fitting that in now. So if I do that, I might have to skip Melbourne because I want to visit Darwin. That's the main point of me traveling in May. I want to visit Darwin. I can fit in a Gold Coast home game as well, because that's when they play their Darwin games. And then I want to fly to Sydney to watch my first SCG game, because that would be really cool. So after that's all said and done, that could take 2 weeks. that could actually take 2 weeks. So I'm trying to think about how logistically I can do it. And also GTA 6 comes out in May, and I want to come back home before GTA 6. So there's a lot to think about in my head. A lot to think about. But anyway, we shall see. I've gone off on a tangent here. He needs to try Hard Solo as well. What's Hard Solo? Is that Han Solo's special drink? What's going on? Is this Star Wars? And Fanta, Sprite, Monster Energy. Does Ethan think we don't have these drinks in the UK? Fanta was my favourite drink when I was a kid. Whenever I went to McDonald's as a kid, whenever I got my Happy Meal, I always wanted a Fanta as my drink. Fanta was my drink in when I was a kid. And Sprite. Sprite has been around in England my whole life as well. In fact, when I was a teenager, I loved drinking Sprite. Monster Energy. Not a fan of it, to be fair, but I have tried it before. Because I used to have a lot of sleepless nights when I was a teenager because I was going through a rough time. I also drank a lot of energy drinks because of that. I mainly drank Red Bull. Then I thought, oh, let me try Monster. This is disgusting. I'm never trying Monster again. Back to Red Bull. But anyway, again, another drink that the UK has. The UK has Monster Energy. Why does Ethan think we don't have Fanta, Sprite or Monster in the UK? Ethan, you just made a list. There's another 10 times for that. That's ridiculous. It's 12 times in total now. Ridiculous. You gotta try Fanta. Fanta! as if I don't know what Fanta is. Come on now.
You just made the list! 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 You just made the list!